To a meeting in Brussels, and obviously business, the markets always love certainty, don't they? So what impact is all of this questioning about Keir Starmer's future as Prime Minister having on the markets? Joining me now from BBC Business is Ramzan Karmali. Ramzan, good to have you with us again, and just give us a sense of that market reaction to this political instability.
So, Anita, normally, we'd be looking at the equity markets, but today is very much one for the bond markets. They're really in focus, and in particular, government bonds, what we call in the UK gilts, and the reaction today has been pretty stark. And actually, over the last few days as well, the yield, that's the amount of interest that the government would have to pay on the 10 years, actually at its highest that it's been since 2008, when we had the financial crisis, currently around 5.1%. Remember when we had that Liz Truss quasi-Kwarteng budget back 4 years ago, the yield was around just over 4.6%. So you can just see how nervous the markets are about the current political situation. Now, don't forget, this really matters for the government's finances as well. Our national debt is fast approaching £3 trillion. And in fact, the payments and interest that we're paying every year at the moment is roughly around £100 billion. That's about the same as our education and defence spending combined, about half of what we spend on the NHS. So getting the bond markets on side is quite important. Now, the pound has also weakened against the dollar as well. So there's lots of nervousness around currencies and bonds today. And the worry is that if Keir Starmer is ousted and we get a replacement that is seen as more left-wing, that would spend more money and borrow more money, this means that the fiscal sort of stability that many of the markets see under Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves as his Chancellor could go in one fell swoop. And that's what's really causing a lot of anxiousness in the bond markets. Now, borrowing costs across the world are rising at the moment, obviously, because we're in the middle of this Middle East crisis with this war with Iran. But the borrowing costs for the UK, in fact, are at their highest amongst the G7 nations. So you can just see how much this is impacting here in the UK and the markets.
Yeah, so Ramzan, in very practical terms, how does what's happening here filter through to the average person?
Well, Anita, actually, since the war in Iran started, we've seen a lot of mortgage products, hundreds of mortgage products, being taken off the shelf. And the amount of interest that people who are looking to buy houses, that is only going to go up if we have this uncertainty continue.
OK, Ramzan, thank you very much for that. Ramzan Karmali from BBC.